In a small town by the river, there lived a humble confectioner named Ramesh. His shop was tucked away at the corner of the bazaar, with shelves lined with milk fudge, syrup-soaked funnel cakes, and golden round sweet balls that melted like sunshine on the tongue. People said, "If you want sweetness for your mouth and peace for your heart, go to Ramesh's shop." What made Ramesh different was not his recipes, but his scales. He never cheated. When weighing sweets, he would always add a little extra, smiling, "Sweetness should overflow, not fall short." Children adored him, and even the poorest villagers knew they could taste his sweets without shame. But across the bazaar was another confectioner, Hariram. His shop was grand, with shining glass jars and polished counters. His voice was sweet, but his heart was not. He used crooked scales, charging people for a kilo while giving less than half. And when asked, he'd laugh, "Who notices a few grams here or there? Business is about profit, not kindness." One day, a wealthy merchant came to the town. He planned a grand wedding for his daughter and needed thousands of sweets. Hariram, seeing an opportunity, rushed forward. "Sir, I can make the best sweets in town," he boasted. The merchant hesitated. "But I have heard of Ramesh. They say his sweets carry honesty." Hariram laughed loudly. "Honesty won't feed guests. Quantity and show do." He struck a deal and began preparing the order. Days later, when the wedding came, Hariram delivered trays of sweets. They looked perfect: bright funnel cakes, glittering sweet balls, milk fudge coated with silver leaves, but inside, they were mixed with cheap flour and stale sugar. The guests frowned, whispering, and by evening, word spread: the sweets had no taste, no heart. The wedding feast was remembered not for joy, but for disappointment. Angry and ashamed, the merchant returned to Hariram's shop. "You ruined my daughter's wedding. Never in my life will I forgive you." He stormed out and went straight to Ramesh. "Will you take charge of the rest of the celebrations?" he asked desperately. Ramesh bowed humbly. "I will give not just sweets, sir, but blessings with them." He worked day and night with his family, kneading, stirring, and shaping sweets with the same honesty he gave every customer. When the guests returned for the final ceremonies, Ramesh's creations stole their hearts. People forgot the earlier bitterness and spoke only of the flavor, the warmth, the goodness. The merchant embraced him with tears in his eyes. "I asked for sweets, but you gave me respect." As time passed, people in the town began telling the story of the two confectioners to their children. They would say, "A crooked scale may fill your pocket today, but it empties your life tomorrow. An honest hand may look small, but it leaves a taste that never fades." Even travelers passing through the bazaar learned of Ramesh's shop. They carried his sweets to faraway towns, telling stories of the humble confectioner whose reputation spread further than sugar could ever reach. And with every bite, people learned that the true sweetness was not in the sugar itself, but in the honesty of the man who made it. Years later, Hariram's shop grew emptier by the day. People stopped trusting him. His crooked scales gathered dust in a forgotten corner. Meanwhile, Ramesh's small shop became a symbol of trust. His shelves never overflowed with gold, but his name overflowed with blessings. When Ramesh grew old, he taught his children only one lesson: anyone can make sweets, but not everyone can make trust. Guard it like sugar. Once it melts away, you can never bring it back. And so, long after he was gone, the town still remembered him, not just as a confectioner, but as a man whose scales never tilted against truth. Moral: in life, it is not wealth or tricks that last, but honesty. Sweetness without truth turns bitter, but truth makes even the simplest sweetness unforgettable. Let's learn some words from this motivational story. Confectioner, meaning a person who makes or sells sweets and desserts. Example: the confectioner decorated the cake with colorful sugar flowers. Melted like sunshine, meaning something soft, smooth and pleasant in taste or feeling. Example: the chocolate melted like sunshine in my mouth. Crooked, meaning not straight, dishonest. Example: the crooked businessman cheated his customers. Merchant, meaning a person who buys and sells goods in large amounts. Example: the merchant traded silk across the sea. Boasted, meaning to talk with pride about something you have or did. Example: he boasted about winning the race. Stale, meaning old and no longer fresh. Example: the bread was stale after being left outside.